What's poppin', world? Back at it again with another video for y'all. Y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Without further ado, y'all read the title. Let's get right into it. Now, aside from it being a very long time and me dropping the video, that's quite obvious. But that aside, we already know the obvious. I'm just here to break down the information and just give you a different perspective on this. Or if you ain't already there with me, this is just to enlighten those that, you know, are a little confused about the world we living in right now, right? So, over the last 5 years, it's been probably one of the most dramatic culture shifts, I want to say probably in maybe a century. You know, ironically, you know, when you look at the pandemic, you know, a century ago they had the Spanish flu. Not too much in a severe financial crisis, but you can somewhat juxtapose these times to the Great Depression in some certain aspects. Because, yeah, we had recessions in the past and hard times, but it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel on this financial cycle. And I'll say all this to say is that we need to take 2 steps back, hit the pause button. And this is not me trying to sit up there and try to convince you that your life ain't hard, or I'm just trying to find the silver lining in this situation. But we got to humble ourselves and really take 2 steps back and be inclined with actual reality. We had it, I don't want to say too good. I don't even want to say we had it perfect. But there's a lot of opportunities that I feel like that was always there that we took for granted. And now it's starting to be rubbed in our face. Think about it. Before 2020, yeah, housing was low, you know, as far as like house prices, and it was different markets where lots of places were cheap and things of that nature. Though the information was there, it wasn't out like how it is now. You know, like buying a house in 2019 and you don't know anybody that's ever bought a house, or if they have bought a house, maybe they don't have the information. You're pretty much going to be a product of your environment. So if your parents and their parents always lived in apartments and in and out of different places, and they never taught you about financial literacy and things of that nature, and now you're seeing all these people that, you know, maybe younger than you, maybe older than you, same age. They're thriving, they're succeeding. It is not to sit up there and always put on someone that, hey, you know, due to your success, it's been incubated by your environment. More so times than not, that's true. But for the most part, by and large, you know, it's self-drive, it's self-driven, it's want-to. You know, at the end of the day, it is a want-to factor to want to be great or want to succeed or want to evolve, right? Somebody can't make you do it regardless of what environment you're in to a certain extent, right? So, I'm laying all this out for the number one question to be asked. As bad as things are right now, can they get worse? And the answer to that, obviously, is yes. If you look at other countries, or you can go back in history, man, it's gonna get way worse than what they are right now. You know, and don't get me wrong, things are pretty bad right now. I could say the world is broken, you know, officially. Too many conflicts, too many protests, Not to say that all these acts don't have a purpose or a cause to them, good, bad, or indifferent, but I'm just laying it out that the world is broken because it's all these conflicts simultaneously happen at the same time, right? The pandemic, people probably let it slide because it was like, hey, you know, and this is just my personal opinion, people was forget all of the mandates and the social distance and the incubating yourself in your house when racism can find itself inside of a global pandemic. That's really the root of that outrage right there, is that racism couldn't even take a break and be like, hey, all right, let's all put our differences aside. We've never seen anything like this in a century. We don't even have the proper approach towards it. I'm pretty sure if it were to happen again, knock on wood, there's certain things set in place to where it could be contained, like other viruses and things of that nature in the past. You feel me? But that aside, can things get worse? And listening to your parents of how things used to be and applying that same logic, all that stuff is obsolete. So stop listening to your parents to a certain extent. They never faced this kind of situation. And I'll tell you this, what you going through, your kids gonna go through something that you never faced. And this is gonna be information you can't provide for them to survive because they gotta adapt to the times, to something that you adapted to, but it's just a different game being played. What's the different? It's a different game being played, but it's all the same rules, right? So I just say all that to say is that you gotta dig deep, man. You gotta fight. There's too many people on the internet crying on TikTok, talking about, oh, well, I can never do this and I can never do that, and it's just out of reach, and I'm just gonna give up and this. And I'm tired of hearing this, bruh. I'm tired. Go back in the history books and see how what people had to go through. And you're gonna sit up there and you're gonna eat all the words and be like, hey, it's really messed up right now. My hand ain't the best hand that could have been dealt. But there's definitely a lot worse hands than this. Or sometimes people don't get dealt any cards. They just gotta exist. You feel me? So I say play to your strengths. Don't get overwhelmed. Find people to lean on. Don't be crying all the time. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Because that's the last thing that's gonna help you get out that situation, is sitting up there allowing your emotions to get the best of you and feeling sorry for yourself, like somebody gonna knock on your door and hearing your tears hit the ground. I mean, so can things get worse? Sure. Can things get better? That's also true. But in the meantime, you have to be resourceful, right? You gotta be resourceful. Get on the internet. Start looking up advice. Start getting on Reddit. Looking up threads. Become a part of a conversation. Start doing research. Stop being on TikTok all day laughing and stuff and sharing memes and texting emojis to everybody and grow up. Handle your business. And this is for all the young people out there, man. Old, young, indifferent, especially young people. But I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, man. Thanks for watching. More videos on the way. I'm gone.